Welcome back. It's the day of the auto sales numbers, and we've got another management waiting by to chat with us. It's the Eicher Motors CV business, VECV as it's called. The domestic sales are up 12%. And the CV sales in that are up 6.5%. But exports are a bit subdued. Vinod Aggarwal, Managing Director and the CEO of VE Commercial Vehicles at Eicher Motors, is now with us on the show. Mr. Aggarwal, thank you very much for joining in. While your total sales are up 6.5%, I'm looking at the domestic numbers. And the domestic number is very strong. It's gone up by 12.5% on a year-on-year basis. And for Q1, that's April, May, June, the domestic volumes is 18.5%. So do you think can you continue with this kind of a run rate? And if yes, will you be able to perhaps beat your guidance? Your guidance was for a double-digit volume for this year. Do you think maybe you can push it closer to high teens?
I think that's what we will attempt at. If you go by our first quarter performance, definitely our growth has been very good, and we would like to maintain that. And if you look at the industry, the growth is very good in, you can say, in the buses segment and in the heavy duty segment. But light and medium duty trucks are down a little bit. So exports are down quite a lot. So overall we have grown, and that's what is reflected in our numbers.
So heavy duty and buses is strong, but on the flip side, LCV and exports is a bit subdued. So can you talk about exports a bit? You had, in our last interaction, told us about the weakness in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. But are there any green shoots? Do you think exports has bottomed out, or does it get worse from here on in the subsequent months?
It seems that it is at the rock bottom right now, because we have dropped to almost, I'm talking of the industry. The industry exports out of the country has dropped to almost 2,000 units per month for 3.5 ton and above, which used to be around 6,000. So it is 1/3 of the peak numbers in exports. And it is largely led by Bangladesh, because Bangladesh is the large market for us and for the entire CV industry. So therefore, it seems that it's at the rock bottom, and from here on, we should see some growth as we go forward.
You have plans to export to Latin America, right?
We are planned, yes, we have.
When will that take off?
It has started. We have started with Ecuador and maybe one or more countries. So it will happen slowly and steadily. It is not going to reflect in numbers very soon. But it will, once it starts happening, then it will happen step by step.
All right. Hi, good morning, Mr. Aggarwal. Have you all altered the pricing? Because some costs have gone up, right, as you all transform to BS6. Could you give us a quantum this year so far?
Pricing has been basically, it is coming in from two sides. One is that there is some price increase. The other is there is, I think, big resolve across the industry to get the discounts at the right levels. So therefore, from both sides, the price management has to improve. It has improved a little bit, but it has to improve more. Let's hope that this should happen.
Buses, that's also another very strong segment for you. In Q4, you had, I think, delivered to the city of Chandigarh. What are the other big bus tenders that are out which could drive bus sales from here on for you?
I think there are a lot of tenders which are in the pipeline.
Which you are participating in, sir, and could fructify.
And I'm sure the payment security mechanism, which the industry had been talking on the electric buses, that should happen. Once that happens, I think the entire industry will participate. As you all know, that last time the tender which came in for 5,000 odd buses, no one participated from the industry because of the tough conditions on the security mechanism, payment security, because we are supposed to give the buses for 12 years on per kilometer basis without any guarantee on payments. So hopefully that will resolve. That has to resolve before the next tenders come in. And that's why the tenders are getting delayed, because it is still not resolved.
So if bus tenders are getting delayed, do you think the bus sales will also be under pressure, right?
Not because of that. Bus sales are also dependent on a lot of other segments. The other segments are doing extremely well, like
Got it.
the demand from schools or demand from staffing segment or demand from intercity segments from private operators. The only delay in the state transport undertaking orders or the state government orders, which are dependent on this the entire government backing the payment security mechanism. So I think the demand from state transport undertakings, that is long overdue, because they have very aged fleet now, and they have to replace that fleet, and hopefully that should happen soon.
So your heavy-duty truck market share was at 8.3%. It had increased to 8.3% in FY23, and this includes Volvo and Eicher. As of Q1,
Volvo and Eicher put together, it is more than 9%.
As of Q1, it's 9%?
Yes, 9.5%.
9.5%. And as of FY23, that number was?
FY23, it was around 8.5%. So we are up by 1%.
So you've added 100 basis points in your heavy-duty truck market share in Q1. From 8.5%, it's gone to 9.5%. And what explains this weakness in the LCV market? And how long do you think it will last?
I think it is temporary. If you see month-on-month numbers, already there is some improvement. There could be two reasons. One is this OBD2 impact. There has been some buying in March, because March, if you look at the March sales of light and medium duty, that was very strong. So therefore some impact of that could be there. The other impact which is there is due to the CNG trucks. If you go back to last year quarter one was still CNG truck sales were very high, and after which it started dropping because of the pricing. CNG pricing became not very attractive. So the second reason is the CNG truck. The earlier people were replacing their old trucks with the CNG fuel trucks. That has got slightly deferred. I think the replacements are now getting deferred for CNG trucks. And then other than that, I don't see any concern, because the economy is doing well and there is good demand from all other segments, e-commerce or fruit and vegetables or auto components. I think the other demand, other segments where the light and medium duty trucks are used, those segments continue to remain strong. The only reason could be the CN.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining in. By the way, the markets are climbing on